Howdy guys, how we doing? Welcome back to another video of Westland Survival. How we doing? Hope you guys are well. So we are not that far away actually from finishing off the Easter update. In fact, at the time of this recording, we only have just a bit over a day left. And hopefully we can actually accomplish all of our goals here, but I don't know how we're going to go. But aside from that, let's have a quick look to see exactly where I am, just so you guys know where I'm at the minute. But if we go all the way over to the end here, you can see I'm already up until level 22. So I think with the next daily rewards, which I should be able to do actually as of right now, I should be able to get over to level 23 without a problem. But level 24, 25, I doubt I'm actually going to get my my alpha wolf, which is very unfortunate because I think I've been actually pretty good at this. Yeah, so I think with some of the combinations of missing out on a couple of key events and, well, I guess daily activities and things like that, I think this is probably where I'm going to fall short, despite me trying to log into the Westland Hub to gain an extra few eggs here and there. I just don't know if I'm actually going to finish this off, unfortunately. But as much as I want that wolf, I really do. But today's not why you're here. Why you're here today is because I am going to do just over 100 spins on the Wheel of Fortune to see if we can actually get our wolf anyway, or if I can actually get some other rewards and whatnot. So here we go. Yeah, so I can actually do the daily quest if I choose to do so. But again, this is what we've got here. So I've got 101 chips to play with. For me, I still think not getting additional chips is I'm just trying to think of the right frame of wording here, guys. So while I'm actually chatting to you, I think getting 100 is quite achievable. As you can see, I've obviously done that, but I think more to the point is for endgame players such as myself, getting to 150 and 200 respectively. I just don't see it. I really don't, unless if you're obviously paying money, which is obviously why you would probably want to do it. But I feel like if there's an avenue or a way for us to get additional chips throughout gameplay, that'd be something that I'd be interested in. But I guess for now, let's see how we go. And I just wanted to sort of at least, express my, my thoughts, my opinions. I think would be the right way, convey my message over to you guys. But I'm hopeful to get some pretty good stuff here today. Look, whether I get the horse, and apologies, I thought the alpha wolf was the prize. It's actually another horse, so which is fine. I'm fine with that. Is it a male? It is it's random, so you don't even know what you're going to get until you get it. So who knows if we're actually going to get that, to be perfectly fair. But we're going to get a whole bunch of miscellaneous resources. So what I'm hoping for, hopefully, if I get a whole stack of eggs, which would be nice. I know that's probably a very mixed approach to actually, wanting that type of reward like this, but it just edges me closer and closer. So I guess the theory behind this is if I get, if we get say 10 or so spins on the eggs there, that's 5, so you get about 50. If I've done my math right, 5 times 10 is 50. So, I guess things like that might actually amount to something, and it might actually get me close to a day ahead, or maybe right where I need to be to complete the actual the Easter period. I don't know, but I'm just thinking out loud here, just sort of trying to get, I guess, into a little bit of context here with you guys. But yeah, like I said, I just don't know whether or not if we actually are going to get lucky with, at least getting the top prize for that matter. I'd like to probably get the uncommon tube as well. If we get a couple of lucky chips here and there, that might be a bit of an advantage as well to us. We're getting a couple of additional spins, but who knows? Getting some coin and silver, which is always nice as well. But let's see, if we actually get any sort of any joy out of this. As you can see, I'm getting quite a number of eggs, which is good. Again, as I said, this would hopefully get me closer into the range where I sort of need to be to complete actually the whole Easter fair itself. So this could be the saving grace for all that, for all things considered. So far we are 21 spins in, out of the 50 to get this this fair box, which is containing random weapons and whatnot and things like that. We will get to this one here, which is just a decorative piece for your ranch, which is great, so nothing wrong with that at all. But again, like I said, it's just more so, you know, just trying our luck here. We've got a random fish, which is great, not bad. I would actually like to see the Wheel of Fortune change within the season, if that makes sense. So maybe, I don't know, maybe a singular change throughout the whole period would be cool, would be neat, just to sort of give us a bit of a, you know, maybe a little bit more of an incentive to play the event itself, maybe. I don't know, I'm just sort of thinking out here. I'm actually just, you know, casually chatting with you guys today. There's really no direction in today's video other than just sort of chilling out, getting these spins in, seeing what we get out of it, and, you know, see what you guys think. So, you know, if you guys have an opinion about this video so far, or, you know, what I've discussed up until now, let me know in the comment section down below, because I'll be interested to hear your thoughts. But where we're at now, we've got 75 chips left to go. So far we're getting a whole wad of eggs, which is good. Like I said, again, like I said, this is not a bad thing if I'm getting eggs, especially if you're sort of close to the end like I am, and we're going through spin after spin after spin, and we just haven't, you know, gotten right to the you know, to the pointy end of this little battle pass here that we've got our eyes set on. But like I said, it's only about a day or so that we've got to look forward to this being completed, and then we can move on to something else. I hope it's not a battle pass. I hope it's something a little bit more meaningful, maybe a little bit more value added into the game. So hopefully that might be something that we can look forward to. Maybe, you know, a new mechanic, a new something, but that would be pretty cool. Because what I don't want to see is going from back to back things like this, for example, and then going right into a battle pass, because it's kind of like you're doing a battle pass with these fair events, because you're doing daily quests and things like that, so it's a very repetitive thing, right? But also you've got this progress bar that you got to adhere to, that in order for you to actually, you know, get those mandatory prizes that you're wanting to sort of try and get your hands on. So I guess this is what I'm sort of trying to make a stake to claim here. I hope it's not a back-to-back thing. Hopefully we'll have something in between, and then thereafter, if it becomes a battle pass of some sort, then look, it is what it is. I know how the devs like to do their battle passes. You know, they do it quite frequently, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes, you know, you might want to take a miss. You might want to not participate. Or if we do get a battle pass, and again, I'm just doing some speculations here while we're getting some additional chips. We actually doubled our chip spend versus our output there. But I guess what I'm sort of trying to get at is hopefully that if they end up doing another battle pass, or if they got battle passes in the future, let's say, hopefully we could actually get, you know, some more, I guess, lucrative prizes, or maybe something where, say for example, and this will be pretty good for future reference, I guess, for players that are looking to try and push up to the next tier. So let's say we go from, say, tier 4 to tier 5, right? Bam, smack in the middle, just about. You want to go from tier 4, you're basically tier 4 is the middle ground. You know, some might argue tier 3 to tier 4, but I think maybe tier 4 might be the, now that we've got tier 6 available, would be the middle ground for everything else in between. Let's say you're trying to push from tier 4 to tier 5. We get a battle pass. I would love it to see, and I'll never see this actually, only because I'm already progressed to the end, and I'm already at the, you know, at the pointy end in terms of the game's gameplay. But, you know, for lower level players, why don't we have battle passes, as everyone would have, but based on your player progression, will dictate the prizes that you get that will allow you to push on into the next zone. So what I mean by that is, let's say for example we want to get the steamboat parts, right? You have to do a continuous amount of grinding and things like that in certain events in order for you to find those parts, right? Or you have to spend gold in order for you to actually purchase them, I think, back in the day, if I remember it correctly. But what I'm sort of trying to get at is, why not get those parts? Oh, there we go. We've got the bonus spin, beautiful. So why don't we actually get those Steamo parts as part of the reward structure in the battle pass? and etc. For if you're wanting to go from tier 5 to tier 6, you need those vaccines. Do the same thing. I feel like that something like that would encourage more players to push on within a battle pass season to see if they can actually get their their additional ingredients, or rare ingredients, I should say, rather than having to spend things like nuggets and things like that. That sort of hinders progression and things like that. I get it from a standpoint where if it's an absolute brand new environment that we haven't actually ventured out to, but I feel like now that these zones have been open and operated for a very long time now, why don't we have them in the game? Like I said, again, haven't seen those in the past because I've never had to have dealt with that before in the past. I'm only just giving you guys my opinion and things like that, so hopefully that could be something that could be looked at later on in life. Who knows? Who knows? I just feel like that might be something like of an opportunity for some people, and hopefully maybe the devs might respond to that and they might actually put things in there. So yeah, so I guess that might be some give and take. Who knows? But I hope that might be something that could be utilized. Or from another standpoint, if we could get the option, maybe spending some silver or maybe some nuggets as an alternative, doing a generator for your battle pass. So let's say you get a battle pass, there might be a half dozen sets of different prizes, but you got to use nuggets to activate the next one, and it could be a whole list of different items that you could claim as rewards. I think that would be pretty cool, and that might make it a little bit more exciting, a little bit more incentivized for players to actually do that. I know the end prizes tend to be good from time to time. They're not always good, granted, but they do get some pretty good ones out there from time to time. But I'm just thinking, how can we further enhance a battle pass season? So I feel like that might be a good option. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comment section down below if you feel like that could be something that might be of interest to you guys. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm just sort of putting things out there thinking that it could be an option for you guys. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we are over 60 spins in, and I have not once gotten myself the top tier prize, unfortunately, which is a little bit disappointing. I think I've got an additional 10 chips now. Is that in the storage? Can we actually see that from here? I don't think we can, but that's okay. But yeah, so we've got a couple of other randoms there that we can actually pluck out and utilize, I guess. But we're getting a few prizes here and there, which is nice. And getting all those eggs, which is a great thing as well, because it's obviously going to boost my progression just that little bit extra, and hopefully get me right to the end. Hopefully, who knows? Who knows? But one can try. One can most definitely try. All right, so we got another one, which is great. Down to 35. I don't know whether or not should I just do the 10 spins at once. Maybe we should probably do that potentially. I don't know. If this was live, I'd put it to the chat. I'll put it to you guys to tell me right from there. Should I just do 10s? Or should I just continue doing singles and try our luck? I probably should have mixed it up, actually. Who knows? Who knows? It's all trial and error. We live and learn. So I guess you guys know how it goes. But we've got another one there. Beautiful. Alright, after this spin, we'll do a 10 and see what we get in quick fire successions. Alright, beautiful. Alright, let's do it. Let's see what we get from this. Because it goes backwards, doesn't it? Or something like that. I doubt that we're actually going to get ourselves the horse in this format, but hey, look, I'm happy to try anything, to be honest. But I tell you what, we are getting a ton of resources. We are getting some, some bits and pieces here and there. It's not the most. Look at that, we got 25 eggs out of that, which is interesting. Let's do that again. Yeah, but this is what I mean. I'd like to see some different prizes go on the wheel as well from time to time, or even give us the opportunity to change what the prizes can be. If the team can do something like that, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know, I'm just sort of putting it out there. Just sort of putting it out there, guys. But so far, last spin, I've got some extra chips, got some extra eggs. Actually, I've got 2 lots of chips there. That's interesting. Alright, so let's go ahead and go through that. And as you can see, I I'll pretty much finish on 105, but I will go to my inbox and grab the additional chips as well, and that way we'll just see what else we come out with. But look, highly doubt that we're actually going to get anywhere near the 150 to get the elixir. It would be nice just to have. I've actually got one as well. So what do I get there? I got another, what? That's another 25 there as well. And I've got all alcohol there, which is hilarious to think that. But yeah, so I've got one in the safe, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Look at that gamble. I've got myself a new achievement there as well. Alright, let's see if we can just pick up all this as well. So we pick up that, I'll get the chips, I'll get this, I'll get that, I'll get this. More eggs. So it'll be interesting to see out of 100 spins how many eggs did I actually get across the line. Just making sure that I haven't missed any. But as you can see, I've got a lot of whiskey, which is good because I'm going to turn all of that into what do you call it? Into I think it's a grain alcohol. We're going to grab that too, so I can actually get some heals on the go, because I'm actually running out of heals, and I do need to get some heals happening. So that will help. So how much have I got there? I got 111 in the box. That's hilarious. It's not going to actually give me. It's only going to give me 2 stacks worth. Actually, well, just under 2 stacks worth, which is a bit of a bummer. You think you would get a lot more out of that, but hey, they should really change the recipe for that too. I feel. I think that's it. Yeah. All right. Just one quick little check, but we are good. Now let's have a quick squeeze at this and see what we get out of this random box. We got one of those. Killing joke. Okay, well that's not too bad. It's a unique weapon. Am I going to use it? Probably not. It's probably just going to, sit in my inventory for however long it's going to be, and that's basically going to probably just be a what do you call it? A trophy, so to speak. I feel like that's probably where we're at with things like that. Look at that. So far, I've got another 2 chips, more alcohol, another 2 chips again. This is ridiculous how this works. So we've got more eggs, which is good, more alcohol, and more eggs again. So yeah, we're actually getting quite a little bit. So I'm just going to quickly jump out and just quickly go back here, pick up those chips again, pick up those eggs, and just make sure that we're pretty much all to go, good to go. I can drop this in, and I've actually got the final 10. And I've got an extra 2. Oh my god. I feel like this is going to be like a never-ending cycle of spins and whatnot. But you know what? By the end of this, I'll finish up on 125 without the additional chips that I get as of this moment. So, considering that, I got very, very close to getting the elixir. And if I do the other daily quests and things like that and get a whole bunch of other chips as well, then I feel like we did make a good crack at it. So it is possible by the looks of things. We'll just get those last 2. And we'll just continue on, and we'll just do the single spins here. I know it's a bit of a draining video because I'm actually doing this, but you know what? I've been able to speak for just a bit over 20 minutes, so hey, it's all good. Alright, so that's it. That's officially it. So I got to about 127, which is not too bad. And if you do the daily quests, I could get very, very close in getting that, but I just don't like my luck. Let's go ahead and add 235 worth of eggs into the kitty here. Oh, and you're giving me the one-time offer, which I'm not going to entertain right now, but that got me to level 23, and I'm just halfway over level 23. I've still got another day and a bit to go, so I think we might be able to eke this out, but I feel like level 25 is a little bit more in terms of the requirements, so I don't know how that's going to fare up, but I think we'll get very, very close. I still got to do the quest as of today to collect everything else, but otherwise, I think that's it. I think that's it. Aside from getting, aside from doing 100 spins, I think we did okay. But with that being said and done, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Thanks for watching. Check out the video. Make sure you leave a like, comment down below, share if you can. If you guys are new to the channel or not, and you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos. Alrighty, take it easy from me, and as always, catch you on the next one.